What's up, guys? Remington Keyes here with a review for you. Today I'll be reviewing Fantastic Four, the 2015 one. Fantastic Four is about four guys who are fantastic and get superpowers, and it's how they deal with them. I'm going to give you the good, I'm going to give you the bad, and I'll give you what my favorite part is. First, the good. I really like how they built on Ben and Reed relationship. If you don't know who Ben and Reed is, it's The Thing and Mr. Fantastic. And it goes all the way from when they were kids, and they worked together a lot, and they were friends, to when they're adults, and the whole experiment. Everyone knows the Fantastic Four. Come on now. So I really like how they built on that. It was a good relationship between the two, and I feel like it worked and it was real. There wasn't like any phoniness. It wasn't forced. It was a real relationship. Some other things I like was the Human Torch. I know there was a lot of hate circling around the Human Torch because they changed his race from white to black. And I felt like Michael B. Jordan played the best Human Torch we've seen since the comics. I honestly felt he was Johnny Storm. It didn't matter about race at this point. He was a perfect Johnny Storm. And that's all that mattered. Another thing I really liked was how they built up Reed and Sue's relationship. Like they kind of hinted, oh, if we have another movie, they're gonna be a thing. You know what I mean? They're gonna get together like in the comics. Don't worry. They should have shared some kind of charm to it, a little charm. So I thought that was cool. I really liked the tone of the movie. I feel like it fit what they were trying to pass on. What they were trying to make. And so I really liked that. I really enjoyed that. And I enjoyed the way the actors played the characters. I felt this was really close to the comics, in my opinion. And I liked that. I also liked how it's more of a science fiction movie rather than a superhero movie, which is really different. It's a different element than what most superhero films are trying to pass on. A lot of them got the basic, hey, we got our powers. Hey, they gotta do something. Hey, they go defeat a bad guy, and it's the end. This one doesn't do that. It's more like a science fiction movie. It's got a lot of the elements and effects of that science fiction movie would have. It focuses more on the characters rather than let's go battle a bad guy. It also focused on the humanity of the characters. This wasn't like everyone's mad at the movie. We're not being a typical superhero movie. But that's not the point. It was to focus more on the humanity of the characters. And how they're dealing with their superpowers. And how you would deal with a superpower if you got these weird mutant abilities. Which I thought was refreshing to see. We don't have a lot of like superhero movies now that are experimenting with other genres and stuff. And dabbling in. There's the basic, regular superhero movie. Which is okay, but it's just nice to see something fresh and new on the big screen. Another thing I liked was that it built up slow and it feels like it's building up to something. It feels like there's a bigger thing coming rather than this like slow build up to the movie. I think it took them like a good long time to get their powers in the movie, and I was like, I'm looking at the clock going, it hasn't been that long, has it? And my buddy goes, yeah, it's crazy. And so it's pretty cool. I like how it builds. It feels like it's building up to something. Now let's go with the negatives. I got a good amount of negatives, like anybody. So, negative time. There wasn't enough action for me. For a superhero sci-fi movie, I felt like there should have been more action. They should have, like even done some more tests of their powers, I feel like there wasn't enough action. Which I'm okay with, I will forgive that, but you gotta put something on negatives, And there wasn't enough humor. That's another big thing for me. There wasn't enough humor. I mean, they tried, like, doing something at the end with the Human Torch and Thing. I feel like they'd dabble it on more in a sequel, but there just wasn't enough humor for me for the Fantastic Four. I grew up on the Fantastic Four comics, and they always had something funny with Johnny Storm, cracking jokes, so there wasn't enough humor for me. Two things that go together pretty much. Ben Grimm getting into the Baxter Building by Mr. Fantastic just go, yeah, he's with me. You know, it's supposed to be this high-tech government building. He just lets his friend in there. That just seemed a little weird to me. And then another one was Sue Storm getting her powers because she didn't go on the ride to the negative zone with them. She got it because they came back and there was a blast that hit her. She was there when they came back. She automatically got superpowers, which I thought was weird. You know, I feel like she should have went on the journey because all the other comics, she goes on the journey with them and that's how they get the powers. You know, I just thought weird that she didn't go with them. And I feel like it was missing an extra 30 minutes of the movie. I feel like something missing. It feels like the director got drunk and ruined some of the shots of the movie. You know what I mean? Hold up. And so I feel like there was more of a movie that was supposed to be here, and there was more scenes that were supposed to be here, but they were cut out. You know, I don't know, I feel like we'll get some more deleted scenes on there. And two more things that pissed me off, and then I'll give you a rating. One was that they went to the negative when they're fighting Doom. They go to the negative zone. Without their suits, I go to my brother. I go. So now that they got superpowers, they suddenly can breathe in space. You know, it just seemed a little odd. You know, I guess it's like continuity error, but whatever. Just a little nitpicky. And then Doctor Doom. He's probably the worst part of this movie. There was no need to put Doctor Doom in this movie. It just feels like it's forced and shoved in there. You know, it's just horrible. There's no reason why he should have been in there. They could have saved him for a sequel or something. He was just forced in and it was there for like 5 minutes anyways. I think that's probably the worst part of the movie. Other than that, there was a good 75% good of the movie, and then the scenes after Doom left are pretty funny. But that's just my... I'm just a little nitpicky. I didn't feel like he was needed in this movie. My favorite scene would probably be when Johnny Storm is taking out a drone using his superpowers. I just think it's cool that he can, in this version, that he can run and shoot fireballs. That's something that was missing out of the other version. I feel like they did a lot. They used their powers differently in this movie than the other two, which I thought was refreshing too. You know, it was pretty good to see different ways that they use their powers. What would I rate this movie? I'd rate it a 7 out of 10 because I really enjoyed this movie. It's fun. I definitely recommend anybody to go see it at least once. Don't listen to the reviews of like these negative reviews from everybody. Everyone's just over getting mad at it. You know, it's just getting out of hand for the reviews. But I definitely recommend you go see it. It's one of my favorite I liked it better than Guardians of the Galaxy so much. I feel like it's so much better than Guardians of the Galaxy. But that's just my opinion. It's one of my favorite, maybe top 25 superhero movies of all time. But what did you guys think? Have you guys seen the movie? If you did, comment below what you thought of the movie. I'd love to hear your opinion on it. If you like this video, hit it with a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, hit it with a thumbs down. I make a new review every week. I'll catch you later. This has been Remington Keyes, and I'm signing out.